What if everything you thought you knew about running faster was completely wrong? What if the secret to unlocking superhuman endurance wasn't about pushing harder, but about working smarter with your body's natural systems? You're about to discover a revolutionary approach that elite athletes have been using quietly, and the last revelation is going to blow your mind. Before we dive into this game-changing information, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now, smash the like button, and drop a comment below telling me what your biggest running challenge is. Trust me, you'll want to stay connected for what's coming next. Picture this. It's 2026, and the science of human performance has evolved dramatically. We're no longer guessing about what works. We have concrete data, cutting-edge research, and proven methodologies that separate the amateurs from the champions. Prepare yourself to discover the 3 revolutionary pillars that will transform how you run, how long you can sustain your pace, and how quickly you recover. This isn't theory. This isn't wishful thinking. This is the real deal, backed by sports science laboratories around the world and tested by runners who've shattered their personal records. But first, I need you to do something for me. Comment right now and tell me which city or country you're watching from. I love seeing our global running community come together, and honestly, it helps the algorithm show this video to more people who need this information. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button so you never miss content that could change your athletic life forever. Let's start with the first revolutionary pillar, mitochondrial efficiency training. Your mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells, the tiny engines that convert oxygen and fuel into the energy that powers every stride you take. For decades, runners focused obsessively on VO2 max, that magical number representing your maximum oxygen uptake. But here's what the latest research from 2025 revealed. VO2 max is only half the story. What matters just as much, if not more, is how efficiently your mitochondria can use that oxygen. Think of it this way. Having a massive fuel tank in your car doesn't help if your engine can't efficiently burn that fuel. The breakthrough came from studies at the European Institute of Sports Science, where researchers discovered that targeted Zone 2 training, combined with specific nutritional timing, can increase mitochondrial density by up to 40% in just 12 weeks. Zone 2 training means running at a conversational pace where you could easily hold a discussion without gasping for air. This feels ridiculously easy for most runners, which is exactly why so many people skip it. They think if they're not suffering, they're not improving. Dead wrong. When you train in Zone 2 for 60 to 90 minutes at least 3 times per week, you're sending powerful signals to your cells to build more mitochondria. You're literally creating more power plants inside your muscle fibers. But here's the game changer that nobody talks about: the timing of your carbohydrate intake around these sessions. Research published in early 2025 showed that doing some of these Zone 2 sessions in a low-carb state, meaning first thing in the morning before eating, forces your body to become incredibly efficient at fat oxidation. Then, on other sessions, you strategically fuel with carbohydrates to teach your body to switch between fuel sources seamlessly. This metabolic flexibility is the secret weapon of ultra-marathon champions and elite distance runners. They've trained their bodies to burn fat efficiently when carbohydrate stores run low, which means they can sustain effort for hours longer than runners who are dependent solely on glucose. Now think about this for a moment. How many times have you hit that wall during a run, that point where your legs turn to concrete, and every step feels like torture? That's usually not a fitness problem. That's a fuel utilization problem. Your body ran out of easily accessible glucose and doesn't know how to efficiently tap into your nearly unlimited fat stores. Mitochondrial efficiency training solves this problem at the cellular level. But we're just getting started. The second pillar is neuromuscular optimization, and this is where things get really fascinating. Your ability to run faster for longer isn't just about your cardiovascular system or your muscles. It's about the communication highway between your brain and those muscles. Every single stride you take requires thousands of precise neural signals firing in perfect coordination. When this system is optimized, running feels effortless. When it's not, you feel clunky, heavy, and inefficient, no matter how fit you are. The latest research from biomechanics laboratories has identified something called neural fatigue as one of the primary limiters in distance running performance. Here's what happens. As you run, your central nervous system gradually loses its ability to recruit muscle fibers efficiently. Your brain essentially starts rationing its commands to protect you from damage. This happens long before your muscles are actually physically exhausted. The breakthrough discovery? You can train your nervous system to resist this fatigue, and the method is surprisingly specific. It involves strategic placement of short, high-intensity bursts within your longer runs. Not traditional intervals, but something more nuanced. Picture yourself on a 10-kilometer easy run. At random points, completely unpredictably, you insert 10-second surges where you accelerate to about 90% of your maximum effort, then immediately return to your easy pace. These surges aren't about cardiovascular stress. They're about teaching your nervous system to maintain efficient muscle fiber recruitment even when fatigue is present. Studies from late 2025 showed that runners who incorporated these neural surges 3 times per week improved their running economy by 8% without any increase in VO2 max. 8% might not sound dramatic until you realize that for a marathon runner, that's the difference between a 3-hour finish and a 2-hour 45 finish. The same aerobic capacity, dramatically better performance. Why? Because every stride requires less energy when your neuromuscular system is optimized. Comment right now and tell me, have you ever experienced that magical run where everything just clicked? Where you felt like you were floating effortlessly? That's your neuromuscular system firing on all cylinders. Now imagine being able to access that state consistently, not just on your best days, but on demand. That's what this training unlocks. But there's another component to neuromuscular optimization that most runners completely ignore: plyometric conditioning. I'm not talking about random jumping exercises. I'm talking about scientifically programmed reactive strength training that teaches your tendons to store and release elastic energy. Your Achilles tendon alone can store and return approximately 35% of the energy from each stride if it's properly conditioned. That's free speed, free endurance, just sitting there, waiting to be unlocked. The protocol that's emerging as the gold standard involves 2 sessions per week of progressive plyometrics, single leg hops, depth, jumps, and bounding exercises performed with perfect form and adequate recovery. Within 8 weeks, runners typically see improvements in ground contact time and stride efficiency that translate directly to faster paces at the same heart rate. You're literally teaching your body to be a better spring, to bounce rather than plod. What do you think so far? Are you starting to see how these pieces fit together into a complete system? Drop a comment and let me know what you're thinking about the video up to this point. Your engagement really helps spread this information to other runners who need it. Now for the third pillar, and this one might be the most counterintuitive of all: strategic recovery intensification. Yes, you read that right. We're going to intensify your recovery. For years, the running world has treated recovery as passive rest, as simply not running. But cutting-edge research has revealed that active recovery protocols can actually accelerate your adaptation and allow you to train harder more frequently without breaking down. The key word here is strategic. We're not talking about junk miles or easy jogging on recovery days. We're talking about specific modalities that enhance physiological adaptation. First, there's blood flow restriction training, or BFR, which has exploded in popularity among elite runners in 2025 and 2026. By using specialized cuffs that partially restrict venous blood flow while you walk or do very light jogging, you can trigger many of the same adaptive signals as hard training without the mechanical stress. Studies show that 20 minutes of BFR walking can stimulate muscle protein synthesis and mitochondrial biogenesis comparable to a moderate intensity run, but with zero impact stress and minimal fatigue. This means you can stack adaptive signals without accumulating damage. Second, there's the strategic use of heat exposure. Sauna sessions of 20 to 30 minutes post-run have been shown to increase plasma volume, improve thermoregulation, and even boost growth hormone release. Scandinavian researchers found that runners who added regular sauna sessions improved their time to exhaustion tests by 32% over a 3-month period. The heat stress triggers a cascade of beneficial adaptations that complement your running training perfectly. Third, and perhaps most importantly, there's the emerging science of circadian optimization for recovery. Your body's repair and adaptation processes are intimately linked to your circadian rhythm, your internal 24-hour clock. Research from 2025 demonstrated that runners who aligned their sleep schedule, meal timing, and light exposure with optimal circadian patterns recovered significantly faster and showed better training adaptations than those with irregular schedules. This means consistent sleep and wake times, getting bright light exposure within 30 minutes of waking, limiting blue light in the evening, and timing your hardest training sessions during your circadian peak performance window, which for most people is late afternoon. When you optimize these recovery elements, something remarkable happens. Your body becomes anti-fragile. Instead of breaking down from training stress, you actually thrive on it. You can handle higher training loads, you recover faster between sessions, and you're dramatically less prone to injury and overtraining. The runners implementing these complete systems in 2026 aren't just running faster. They're enjoying running more because they're not constantly exhausted and beat up. Now, I want you to think deeply about something. How much of your current training is based on what you've always done versus what science actually shows works best? Comment below and be honest. What's one running myth you used to believe that you now know isn't true? I'm genuinely curious because we've all been there, following outdated advice because everyone else does it. The beautiful thing about 2026 is that we finally have the data, the technology, and the understanding to train truly intelligently. We're not guessing anymore. We're not following generic plans that work for some mythical average runner. We're applying personalized, science-backed strategies that account for individual responses and needs. Here's what this all means for you practically. Start with one pillar and build from there. If you're currently running without any structure, begin with mitochondrial efficiency training. Add 3 weekly Zone 2 sessions and experiment with training some of them fasted. Track how you feel, monitor your progress, and give it 12 weeks before judging results. Once that's established, layer in the neuromuscular work. Add those unpredictable surges to your easy runs and incorporate 2 weekly plyometric sessions. Finally, when those pieces are humming, optimize your recovery with the strategies we discussed. This isn't an overnight transformation. This is a systematic building process that compounds over months and years. The runners who commit to this approach don't just run faster for a season. They build sustainable performance that lasts decades. They're still setting personal records in their 40s and 50s because they've trained smart, not just hard. So here's my challenge to you. Take one specific action within the next 24 hours based on what you learned today. Maybe it's scheduling your first Zone 2 run. Maybe it's ordering plyometric equipment. Maybe it's simply setting a consistent sleep schedule. Whatever it is, take that action and comment below to tell me what you chose. Accountability is powerful, and I want to see you succeed. This video is just the beginning of your transformation. I've got another video ready for you right now that dives deeper into the exact week-by-week progression protocols for building mitochondrial efficiency. Click the video on your screen and continue this journey with me. And listen, if this information has helped you, if you can see how this could change your running life, then do 3 things right now. Leave a comment sharing your biggest takeaway, hit that subscribe button so you get every future video that will build on these foundations, and smash the like button to help this reach other runners who are ready to level up. The running revolution of 2026 isn't about suffering more. It's about understanding more, applying smarter strategies, and unlocking the incredible potential that's already inside you. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, run smart, run strong, and never stop evolving.